Welcome to Grumpy Vegan Grandad. Dan here. Today is 8th of March, it's a Monday, and it is International Women's Day. And this day was, I think, officially named International Women's Day in 1911. I think it started in the early 1900s with the suffragettes, who were looking for equality, women's rights, votes. And it's been happening pretty much every year ever since. And it's to celebrate the social, cultural, political achievements of women. And it gives us men a reason to have a think about how privileged we are. We've had years of higher pay, better working conditions, more representation in parliaments, in governments. So yeah, it's a very important day. There's a lot of inequality that has been suffered by women in many different countries, including the UK. I mean, it's only recent history that priests were allowed to be women, and it's like things have took a long time to say with such a modern society. From the start of the Industrial Revolution, that it's taken this long to evolve to where we are now. And other countries have got it worse. There's a lot of problems in India with women being sexually assaulted and raped, and there's certain countries that are Muslim that don't allow women, especially in Afghanistan under the Taliban, women weren't allowed to get an education, Saudi Arabia, women aren't allowed to drive or couldn't drive up until recently. In the Jewish religion, I don't think women are allowed to drive and they must wear wigs. And yeah, there's a lot of disparity between treatment of men and treatment of women. But they've got 10 core values for International Women's Day, which guides it. And they are, and I've written them down here, and it's justice, dignity, hope, equality, collaboration, tenacity, appreciation, respect, empathy, and forgiveness. But I'm thinking about the non-human females of this planet as well. Because although I don't want to take away International Women's Day, because it's been a long, hard struggle for them, I do think that maybe anybody who's thinking about International Women's Day and everything surrounding that day, they should be pushing their attention onto the non-human females, because the non-human females are the most oppressed sex of species on this planet. I mean, maybe we should take away the empathy and respect and appreciation and dignity and justice from those values in that guide, and use those and give animals dignity, give them appreciation, respect, and empathy. I mean, the vegan movement has got the biggest representation of women in any of the civil rights or human rights or any other sort of rights issues, veganism has got the biggest disparity. It's mainly women. And there's a reason for that, because women can empathise with other mothers. So this is why I think we should just give a nod to all those oppressed female non-human animals on this planet. And I think a lot of the good women who are celebrating this day today and thinking about all the great achievements that have been established by women who've suffered, lost their lives, lost their dignity, protesting and lobbying. Maybe they should think about this oppression that is going on now, that is rife with violence and ill treatment and prejudice. I mean, let's look at the figures. 23 billion hens on the planet at any one time. 23 billion. And most of those are female. In fact, they're nearly all female. Because we don't raise cockerels, male chickens for meat. We don't use male chickens, male hens, cocks, cockerels for eggs. So 23 billion hens are being abused. Add that to the 270 million cows just in the dairy industry, along with 654 million pigs and 1.2 billion sheep. And that's just those animals. There's another list just as long for ducks, geese, turkeys. Staggering, absolutely staggering. And let's go through these. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, maybe you're a new vegan, or maybe you're unaware of what goes on, let's just go through the 4 animals that I've mentioned. Let's start with chickens. They're the most abused bird on the planet. Absolutely abused to the max. 23 billion chickens. And for the egg industry, they're selectively bred to produce way more eggs than they're supposed to, nearly 10 times more than they're supposed to, which absolutely rips their bodies apart. Takes all the nutrients, takes all the vitamins, minerals right out of the body. They're then sent to slaughter when they don't produce any more eggs. You've got the broiler chickens that are grown way too quickly. Way too quickly. So quickly that the legs break from beneath them. They're kept in barns, 30,000, 40,000 at a time. They never see daylight, just artificial light. They peck at each other. They leave dead bodies all around, cramped together. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And then you've got the cows for dairy. They're artificially inseminated, which means a farmer's sticking his fist up their arse, putting a pipette full of bull semen, which has been taken from a bull by sticking an electronic vibrator up its ass, up her vagina, making her produce a child. If that calf is male, the calf is taken away and shot or reared just for a few months for veal. At great distress to the cow. Because cows are maternal animals. They carry their young for 9 months just like humans do. And this process is repeated over and over for 6, 7 years until she's spent. She cannot do it anymore. And then she's carted off to a slaughterhouse to be stabbed in the throat, hung upside down and chopped into little pieces. This is what we do to mothers. This is what we do to mothers. Pigs, the sow is put into a sow stall, which is a little tiny cage where she can barely turn around, so that the piglets can guarantee getting the milk off the pig. Sow stalls, disgusting. Then the pigs, little babies, are taken away at 6 months and hung upside down, gas chambered, cut into pieces, bolt gunned in the head. You name it, it happens to the pigs. And then these mothers are impregnated again and again until it's their turn. Sheep are selectively bred to produce way more wool than they're supposed to produce. So they've got to be sheared. And the sheep shearers are paid by the sheep. So it's in their interest to shear as many as they can in a very, very short time. And do they take much care doing this? Nah, do they? Fuck. They're brutal. They're absolutely brutal. Banging them, hitting them, forcing them into positions they shouldn't be in, cutting the skin, hitting them, rough handling. And again, in the lambing season, the children are taken off them and sent off to a slaughterhouse at a very young age, just so we can have Sunday dinner with a sheep's leg. 1.2 billion sheep. These are mothers, these are females. If I was a farm animal, I'd think, please let me be a male, because it's over and done with quick. These females, these mothers have to go through years and years of torment. It's absolutely disgusting. Disgusting. And us humans pay for this shit to happen. Us humans pay for this shit. So yes, it's International Women's Day today. But maybe we should all spare a thought and think about all those females, non-human females, that are being abused, murdered, raped, enslaved, oppressed, caged. Maybe let's think about those as well today. And as a bit of a celebration for International Women's Day, I'd like to just show you a few contemporary female heroes of the animal rights movement and conservation movement. So first we have Genesis Butler. In May 2017, at just 10 years old, Genesis became one of the youngest people ever to give a TED Talk. Her talk covered the many benefits of veganism and the environmental impacts of eating animals. Named Peter's Young Animal Activist of the Year in 2019, she went vegan at the age of 6 and spends her time advocating on behalf of animals. Greta Thunberg, well, she needs no explanation. What a star she is. Done a lot for climate change, and even advocated for using second-hand shops to buy everything, really, not to buy anything new. Peter named her the Youth Role Model of the Year. Ingrid Newkirk. Ingrid Newkirk is the president of the People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, PETA, the largest animal rights organisation in the world. Newkirk is a firm believer that animals are not meant to be eaten, worn, experimented on, or used for human entertainment. Her new book, Animal Kind, explores ways in which humans can better show compassion for other species. Nice. Angela Davis, American political activist, academic, and author. Angela Davis is well known for her association with the Black Panthers in the 1960s and 1970s, the civil rights movement. Today, Davis is a professor emerita at the University of California, Santa Cruz, although she's best known for being a human rights advocate. Davis is also an ardent vegan and has discussed the connection between human rights and animal rights on numerous occasions. Quote, most people don't think about the fact that they're eating animals. When they're eating a steak or eating chicken, most people don't even think about the tremendous suffering that those animals endure simply to become food products to be consumed by human beings. Correct. Kate Mara. Actor and animal advocate Kate Mara has lent a voice to numerous animal rights organizations, including Animal Equality and the Humane Society of the United States, to help make a positive change in the lives of animals. Mara, who follows a vegan lifestyle, also regularly promotes the Liberia Chimpanzee Rescue and Protection Organization to her nearly 360,000 followers. Nice. Rooney Mara, sister to Kate Mara, Rooney Mara is an actor and animal rights activist. She's also a designer. She launched a vegan clothing line in Hiraeth, Is that Hiraeth? Oh. In February 2018. In 2019, Mara joined Animal Equality during an undercover investigation of 2 factory farms. The footage was released in an expose called With My Own Eyes. I thought she was, yeah. Mara often attends animal rights demonstrations with her partner, actor Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah, I thought it was. Jane Velez Mitchell, former anchor for CNN and best-selling author. Jane is the founder of Jane Unchained News. I mean, if you haven't seen Jane Unchained News on Facebook or anywhere else, I think you've been living under a rock. Yeah, she does some great stuff. Leah Garces, president of animal rights organization Mercy for Animals. Garces, I hope I'm pronouncing these right. Garces has nearly 20 years of leadership experience working in the animal protection movement. She wrote the book Grilled, Turning Adversaries into Allies to Change the Chicken Industry. It is part memoir, part tell all about Garces' experience working in the industry. Dr. Jane Goodall, you should all know who she is. Jane Goodall is a primatologist well known for her groundbreaking work studying humankind's closest living relatives. Now 85-year-old, Goodall travels the world talking about chimpanzee conservation and donates the time to the Jane Goodall Institute. We have found that, after all, there isn't a sharp line dividing humans from the rest of the animal kingdom. It's a very wuzzy line. It's getting wuzzier all the time as we find animals doing things that we, in our arrogance, used to think was just human. Interesting. Pamela Anderson, PETA ambassador and longtime vegan. Pamela Anderson is no stranger to speaking out for the animals. She has worked with PETA on numerous campaigns. Anderson regularly speaks out about such issues as foie gras, fur, and factory farming. Susie Amy Cameron. Former actress Susie Cameron is now an author and an environmental activist. She's passionate about plant-based food and the impact that eating fewer animal products can have on the planet. To encourage others to eat more plant-based foods, she wrote, "The simple plant-based program to save your health and save the planet." Speaking to Oprah Winfrey about a 1 meal a day campaign. Oh, that's what that OMD is. 1 meal a day campaign, Amy Cameron said, there is something that happens when you go plant-based. Not only do you have all these health benefits, your taste buds change. Everything changes. You have this clarity. Yeah, it does. It does. Agree totally with her. Once you start going plant-based and eating plant-based food, your tastes do change. It's amazing how beautiful fruit tastes and vegetables, and it is amazing. And everything, your way of thinking, your logic. So it's a great little article there. A lot of beautiful, great, inspiring ladies and young ladies on there. So give that a look. So yeah, big up to all the women in the planet. Yeah, you're doing a great job. I respect you totally. And I hope One day we will all be equal along with our animal brothers and sisters, friends. I really do hope that day is coming soon. But anyway, save the animals, save the planet, save yourself, respect women, and go vegan.